Welcome to SmartLedger First Accounts. When you first start SmartLedger, you'll be shown a screen similar to this one. You can see you've got three buttons in the middle: Open Sample Accounts, Open Live Accounts, and Register SmartLedger. On the left-hand side, we've got 6 buttons, but these are grayed when you start at first. We'll open the sample accounts, and the password and user ID for the sample accounts are both blank, so for the moment, all you need to do is click OK. And you can see that now the buttons on the left-hand side acquire some meaning. The first one is for sales, second purchase, bank, cash, reports, and setup. You can see there are 4 buttons across the top. These buttons are blue, so that means that they're part of the sales module on the left. First one is to allow you to enter a sales invoice, then to enter customer payments against those invoices, enter sales credit notes, and view customer accounts and see their history. There's a button on the right hand side which is used to expand windows, and we'll see that a little bit later. In the purchases module, we've got something very similar. We've got purchases, purchase invoice entry, supplier payments, purchase credit note entry, and the ability to look at suppliers and see the history of your dealings with those. In the bank module, we've got 9 buttons at the top which allow you to enter bank lodgements and withdrawals. And bank lodgements and withdrawals will also be automatically created as a result of making payments to suppliers and receiving payments from customers. You've got a general payments module to allow you to make payments that aren't under other categories from the bank. An ability to put in interest and fees that have been charged on the bank account, to manage and set up and manage standing orders, and to process those standing orders on an ongoing basis. You also have the ability to have multiple bank accounts in any currency you like. You can reconcile those bank accounts against your bank statements, and you can make transfers of funds between the different bank accounts. In the cash module, we've got petty cash payments, small purchases that you would make from a float of cash. You've got general payments which are made from any of the other cash accounts. You can make transfers between the various cash accounts, and again, as with the bank accounts, the cash accounts can be in any currency you like, and you can have as many of them as you like. And the cash account inquiry screen, which shows you your cash account history and what has happened between the various cash accounts. The reports module has a number of color-coded reports, and you can see the blue reports are for sales, the brownish reports are for purchases, the green ones are for bank and cash, and the purple ones are end of period type reports like financial summaries and VAT or sales tax returns. It's a limited number of reports, but you do have the ability to create your own reports using a report editor, and those can then be viewed through the Other Reports button. The final module then is a setup module, and this allows you to set up your company for the live data that you're going to be entering. Set up company settings, things like your address, your telephone number, the layout of your documents, stuff like that. To find the types of income categories that you want to have in the system and the types of expense categories that you want to have in the system. Create or set up the ability to create invoices and credit notes which can be sent to customers by email rather than through the normal post or mail. The ability to back up and restore files. You can purge the history if you want to, although this shouldn't be necessary. And you can also control access to each of the functions in the system using an access control function. There's a feature built in that when you start up the accounts and you're running live, initially when it opens up you can have a graph showing you your income and expenditure over a period of time, if you like, a kind of a control panel, and that's what the home page settings button is for. Obviously the product does need to be registered at some stage, and that's what that button is for. And you can also get technical support from SmartLedger using our online remote diagnosis link. You can log out of the accounts at any time if you're going to be leaving your computer so that unauthorized users can't be viewing things. And on the right hand side here you can see you've got your standard help button to launch the help system, although help can be launched from within any of the functions. Also, you've got an information button which simply shows an about screen. The last thing, and not very obvious, but if you move the mouse over the globe symbol just to the right of first accounts, you see it lights up, and clicking that you can see we get a drop down menu that tells us we can switch the accounts into another language. So for instance, it's currently running in English. If I click French, I get a little warning that says the French help file is not installed and the English help file will be used. Apart from that, you can see everything has switched into a French language interface, and all of the functions that you would launch from any one of the buttons are also in French. The other languages that are currently there are Irlandese, which is Irish, and similar warning, we don't have the help file installed, but the buttons and so on switch to Irish titles. Back to Berla, which is English, and we're back to where we started. So that's the user interface. As we move forward in coming modules, we'll detail the operation of the different functions within SMARTLEDGER. Thank you for taking the time to look, and come back again.